All right, so I went up to the scrap yard, or if you want to call it that, or junkyard for 450s. I found a source up in mid-state New York that had 3 different John Deere 450s with parts, and I picked up this. I can't wait to put this on. Needs a little bit of help. I have to replace each of these lines. They're bad, but other than that, I find that this is not in too bad a shape. I picked up a few other things that I needed. I'll have to get some bucket teeth. I see one little nick out of this, but I'm not that concerned about it. Overall, it's in, not new, obviously, but in serviceable shape. Picked up a few other things while I was up there. I found a hardline or 2 that I wanted. I got a set of floors. I got mounting pins, or at least 3 out of the 4 mounting pins that I want for the backhoe. That's an original hardline. I found a replacement for it. I picked up a bunch of hoses that seemed like they might be okay. None of them were bad. I only took hoses that seemed like they were pretty good. Walking back over, I got 2. I pulled a couple of them out. I grabbed this thinking that coupler was going to be right for the rear. As it turns out, when I actually unplugged the rear, well, that coupling doesn't match the coupling that was on this backhoe. It doesn't match the coupling that I found for these lines. I thought I'd scored a really good deal there, but turns out that doesn't match anything. So unfortunately, it looks like I have to just buy the match. I'll buy the match to that when I replace these lines. Maybe I can do something with buying 1 set of matchers for these, even though they're a bit oversized. Sorry for all the walking back and forth on the video here. As you can tell, when these buckets were put on, it kind of makes sense to me that you would do it. That looks like a very standard 1/2 inch fitting to me, so I may end up doing something with that instead, and we'll put that on there. I think I might even have some of those in my bin of various stuff around here. And so I'm going to begin the process of replacing some lines, seeing what I have, and then finally finding out what I do need to go out and either buy or make. We did buy and put together a hose maker that's capable of making hoses up to 1/2 inch. From what I can tell, for the 4-in-1, the lines on what I could find going down to the 4-in-1 actually look like they are mostly 1/2 inch to everything, so that's kind of good. I can make those. Everything that's, I've said this in prior videos, everything that's on the backhoe here seems to be 1/2 inch, so that's what I'll do with it, other than the feed and return line, the pressure and return lines. All right, so I'm going to get to it. I think I might, since I measured the long ones out, the measurements I had were 71.5 and 75.5, and each one of these is measuring around 80 something, so they're about 5 inches long. They're going to definitely be better than these short ones. I think maybe I'll go ahead and just put them on, save myself, $100 of a line, and put these on, see how they do, and check them out. Nothing is really that easy to get to, but compared to some other things, these are easier to get to than certainly those are going to be. So we're going to go ahead and try and replace these. All right, this has been messy, but I've been getting these off. It turns out it's not too bad to reach in here. I can reach in here at an angle. I can get these off, which I did. See if I can focus. I'm trying not to touch too much with my camera. My hands are good and all, but you can see I can get these off, and these I just broke off. So it's pretty simple, bottom to bottom, top to top. There's supposed to be a bracket on the inside of the arm here that's missing on this side. I don't know if I can show it on this side with the bucket down, but this side was obviously still the original hoses, and you can see there's a bracket They connect to right there, and the backing is on the other side, but the cover to hold them is missing, which is kind of a bummer. But I'm going to get these two junky hoses off of here. You can see why I was worried about this hose. It was braided through. This side looked like it was rusty. There was actually some wire sticking up. So I'm replacing both of these. I'm going to get this one off of here too. This one wasn't quite as bad, but I don't trust it, so it's coming off. It's got a lot of abrasion on it as well. You can see up here, it's got a lot of abrasion because these hoses were actually too short and they were rubbing up against the hood and everything else. So you can see that they were taking a lot of wear. I guess technically if I was really crazy about it, I could cut this and use it as a short hose because this end of it's still really good. But without a 3/4 hose maker, I don't think that really would do much for me. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out. The routing, you know, these go up, they go down, they came along the bucket, and then they went up to the things through the clamp. I'll probably just hold it with a zip tie for now until I can figure this out. But again, you can see on the hood where those were rubbing. That was just a bad... That's what happens when you use hoses that are just completely the wrong size. Hopefully a little bit longer won't be a problem, but too short was definitely a problem the way they were routed. All right, I've managed to get both lines in. Nothing exciting, just a lot of little turns at a time till they were tight. I've got them routed correctly. These are definitely a little on the long side. Not much I can do about that. However, I'll probably put some kind of a protector over these so if they do rub on something that at least they won't wear through like the old ones did. I don't have the bracket in the back, so I at least zip tied it to where the bracket was. Try to keep that over there. You want the lines going up and down next to the machine, not right into it. You can see that these are the proper length, so it's a tight fit, but they fit correctly. Like I said, these were a little long, and I can just tell over time that these hard lines have gotten bent. So it is what it is. Anyway, I'm going to fire this up. It's probably going to whine pretty bad. I think the hydraulic fluid at this point is pretty low, but let's give it a shot, see if anything leaks. If I'm lucky, there's still enough fluid in here to operate. At least now that hood, which is a little bent up, is gonna close if I put the bolts back in it, and if I need to take it off, I certainly can. So let's see if the old 450 is going to be kind and start right up tonight. Guess we'll find out. You gotta like that. Yeah, I broke my wire tie right off. Well, I don't know when that stopped videoing, but everything seems to be working just fine. My zip tie broke almost immediately, so I guess I shouldn't be too surprised. Definitely need to figure out what that mount was. I dug through all the junk in here hoping maybe I'd find it, but nope. Wish I'd known that when I was up at the scrapyard. I'm sure I could have found one of those. Yeah, maybe sometime in the future if I can't find that, or I can call them up and they might even mail it to me. All right, well, we're going to call that good for today. All right, so trying to mine some hoses off of this thing from one place to another. I'd picked up another hard line from the scrapyard while I was up there, and I just got done putting it in. Pulled out the soft line somebody else had put in there. It was a brand new soft line, 3/4 inch. This old line was bent just a little bit, making it difficult to get it in, but after some pulling around, use of a ratchet strap, I've got the new hard lines in, and I managed to mine out another soft line right here. So now I think I actually have enough lines to do my lift cylinders. They're slightly long, but I think they're going to be okay. So I'll substitute them in for these 4 underneath. And then I need to buy just these 2, and I'm kind of reducing the number of hoses I need to buy, which is good. So next step, I got to get some hydraulic fluid. I did actually lose a fair amount through the lines. This was cavitating the last time I picked it up, so I can't recycle that oil. It was too bad. It's going on the burn pile. Not good. It's going to go to waste. The waste reclaim. So off we go. All right, I poured about 3 gallons of hydraulic oil in this thing. I didn't realize how low it was. Still looks kind of milky, which I don't like. But let's test our hard line. I didn't want to run this until I actually filled that back up. So let's get her started. Let's see what happens. Look for leaks. We're good. All right, I had my guy with the torch come out this morning. A lot faster for him to torch this stuff than it is for me to hit it with my grinder. So he got the pretty much got the welds all off. I have a little bit of grinding to do, and then I'll try and knock these pins out, and then we'll be on to the next with that. But as I've been replacing hydraulic lines on the loader here, these 2 still need to be done. For the tilt cylinders, I already did the 2 over there. But as I was doing this, I really need to change these. See how bad that is. I don't have the 4x4 angle that I need, and I'm having a hard time finding any. That's not ridiculously expensive, but he had a suggestion. I thought it was a good one. Why don't you bring your dump truck over and lay it on there? I've already relieved all the pressures everywhere. So I know there's no pressure. All the weight is up there right now, so it's not going anywhere. It's not going to tilt. It's not going to go anywhere. So I think I'm good to go ahead, and I'm going to pull these. I'm going to pull these 4 lines off. Well, those two lines, and then same on the other side. And I've got some lines here that I've recovered that I think are going to work just fine. I did check. This is a 2250 machine, and this is a 2250 line, 2250 working pressure, which means it should take any spike that was higher than that. So I think I'm safe with all of it. So we're going to go ahead, and these aren't exactly 32 inches, but I think you're going to be okay. And then, of course, they're in much, much better condition than what I have. So up next, I'm going to remove the foot plate. I'll start on this side. Take my foot plate off so I can access the lines just like you can on that side. And thinking positively, everything is swivel, so that's swivel. And these are swivel, albeit very messy. So fingers crossed. Let's just hope I can, all I have to do is take them off, put the new ones on. Let's hope. All right, so here's my plan. Not a lot of room in there for a wrench. Anybody who's done these, I've seen enough videos to know that people talk about it. People have even talked about taking the cylinder out to do this, which I have no intention of doing. However, I did realize something. There's one bolt holds this hard line right here in the back. I think it's a 9/16. It's not there on this one, but it is on the other side. I'll take it out. But I noticed this was kind of a free-floating line when that bolt's out. That's free. So my newest plan is, why not take it off here, pull this hard line out. Gives me total access to this, and should give me enough room to get a wrench on this side to work on the outer. And then I'll repeat the same thing. So let me, it's hard, I don't have a GoPro or anything, so I'm just holding my phone. Let me take this off, and I'll take that off, and then see if my plan's gonna work. And if it does, then I know on the other side I can just reach my hand in there and take that other bolt out, and I'll repeat the process on that side. So let's see how this goes. Well, I got oily hands, so again, I'm being ginger on the phone, but so far so good. That worked out really well. Came right out. I had plenty of room to work on it. Took the end right off. Now I think I got a little bit more room to work in here. Hopefully I can just get a wrench under there. See what my prospects here are. Look at that. Now I can get a wrench in there. That's why I wanted to get that out of there. Now I can get a wrench in there, and I can get a wrench out here, and off we'll go. Awesome. All right, let me get this one out. All right, it was a challenge. Magic of video. This doesn't really show that I've been out here at it all weekend. Well, I shouldn't say all weekend, all afternoon, for something to get that hose off. This one was easy. That required a trip to the store, getting some shorty wrenches. That didn't help. As you can see, I have the grinder out. Had to cut the hose off and get in there with a nice big socket, and then bingo, it's out. So time to reassemble. I'm going to put them in, then move and repeat this process on the other side. Hopefully I don't have to go to these extremes. All right, I haven't done any tests yet, but I just want to show what it looks like when the hoses are closer to being the right size. You can see that they're not touching anything. These hoses were about 3 to 4 inches shorter than the other ones, and you can see they don't actually touch anything. So when that rolls back down in there, they should be clear. Those are much closer to the right size. Versus, and I'll show this again. I showed it a few minutes ago, where these are sticking way out the front because they're too long. So we're going to try this all. I'm going to pick all my tools up and everything else, and then we're going to do a startup here. And I've probably drained a good, let's see, I bet you I drained 2.5 gallons of oil out of this thing doing this. And you can see I got almost a full bucket down there, and you can see how lousy that oil looks. So I don't really mind that I'm changing it out. I got plenty of new oil. So pick up tools, oil goes in, and we're going to do a test. All right, here we go. Everything's buttoned back up. We're going to start her up. First starts with the new lines on it. Let's go looking for leaks, see what we find. All right, keys on. Here we go. seems pretty good. Didn't see any leaks. Worked the air through it. Only casualty is the headache rack on my dumper, and that didn't happen during any of the project. That would happen right when I went to go lift my bucket off there. I accidentally hit the down tilt cylinder and did that. Now I have to bend that back out. And it's just a little bit, but it just makes me angry that I did it. Anyway, I think we're going to call that good for this go around. Next, we're going to get those lines taken care of, and then 2 rear ones. And I think I've got everything on this machine done until I want to run something up for the 4-in-1. So we're making progress.